Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're watching us. And thank you for being with the Material Business podcast. My name is Monica Hernandez, and I'm your host.
And pursuing a PhD is a long and demanding journey. If we wish a material to perform well at all angles, we need it to be both strong and ductile.
Just look at the implants that have been tested in real life, link them back, do it on a big scale so the databases are huge, and have more communication between the engineers, between the doctors, between the pathologists.
Forget that. It's never going to change unless we start following targets.
Definitely, you're creating that path, but also you're creating all those opportunities. And I call it extending the ladder.
I would start with something small, which might be small, but might be very representative and might be the start of a new way of doing. Small things can be very powerful.
He will stay. He will walk the line every day. His offices will not be far away from the pressure equipment, so he will be exposed to the danger every day.
A huge social element to ensuring that there's sufficient and clean energy that's going everywhere in the world. And I think that we have such a position of privilege in a lot of the developed world where we expect the lights to go on when I turn on the switch.
Whether we're talking about development of a bridge or development of a plane or a pipeline or whatever, at the end of the day, corrosion usually is not the primary problems that needs to be solved.
But yeah, it feels like a little snapshot. I'm sure it's across the board. We really gotta sit there and extract the information. And I always tell people, I'm like, and I use a crude unit as an example. A crude unit is a crude unit is a crude unit is a crude unit.
Slavery, what are the key strategic things that really matter to your organization? We got here because of what we experienced, whether it was a good thing or a bad thing, whether we failed or we succeeded. Those little pieces all added up to who we are today.
So you learn also what things you can control is your attitude. You have to be responsible for your own positivity.
The biotech industry, commonalities, I think, with what women might be struggling with, I think is maybe a transition in careers. So transitioning from, science to business.
We tend to put, or maybe engineers, as we are, we're very proud of our careers and we have achieved and we have accomplished. So it's like we kind of measure our success based on our career achievement.
I don't necessarily feel like I've achieved success. In fact, my goal for success is always just out of reach. And my definition for success today should change from my definition of success tomorrow.
So we would like to be also a bridge between science and an industry. And because we met so many amazing women and of course minorities in STM, not just working in science, but also in industry.
It requires to think differently, to do things differently.
Many people can relate to what you are and then say, oh wow, if she can do it, maybe I can too.